Alright, this is about the collective memory. I'm gonna bring you closer so I don't have to talk as loud. Um, the collective memory. I don't know where to start with this, but I think it was a cool idea, so I wanted to make a video about it. The collective memory started way back before anybody's awareness of any memory. I mean, that's the first thing to know about the collective memory. It's not that I'm creating the collective memory, but everyone is connected to the collective memory if it is something that exists, um, which is a strange reality. It's just like the internet, though. But the collective memory is something which contains not all memories. I don't know if it contains all memories. I don't know what form. I feel like music is the collective memory, you know? It does contain everything, but the form is more beautiful than data. It's more beautiful than anything you can imagine because it contains all beauty, because it is the memory of the world, or like, I don't know. Um, the collective memory, well, first, just from like a imaginative perspective, I'm just imagining the geometry of this thing that we call the collective memory, which is a strange reality to, it's not a reality, it's more of a, it's not an object, but it's something that I've been thinking about for a long time, and wondering about and playing with in my mind and alluding to and using within my own imagination to get to other places, you know? It's like, it does lead you to different places if you look back within yourself and realize that's kind of the function of the collective memory. It's to catch you from going not too far back, but and not too far within, but maybe that is true. Maybe it catches you from going too far within yourself because the collective memory, I believe, has a lot of bad parts as well. It's like there's terrible atrocities that have happened. Can anyone ever fully become all of the memories that all of the terrible atrocities that have happened within consciousness and within humanity? And can anybody ever face that? I don't know. Like, you'd be staring at the biggest monster, probably. I mean, like, parts of the collective memory would be and are terribly traumatic. You can just feel it palpably. That you are within, I mean, like, energy doesn't die. The energy of the universe is still alive, and we can become aware of it, which means that I believe that the collective memory exists. It's just a matter of how beautiful you can imagine it. That's really who has control over it. The person who can imagine it in the most beautiful way has the most control over the collective memory, which is essentially everyone's histories, because you can organize it the best. First of all, like, I don't know, you can, if you imagine a beautiful library and call that the collective memory, I find that like a gorgeous idea of how the collective memory should be structured, or like, I think it's a place that everybody should be able to go in a very real way, in like an imaginative way, not just the internet, like a more beautiful experience of going somewhere to like, I've heard about these Akashic records, which is something interesting, but it's not as real an experience as I would like to imagine it, which is to say, I think everybody can add something beautiful to the collective memory, which is just a long history of, I mean, that's what we're really dealing with, is like, if you look back in history for the past 10,000 years that memories have been made, which is like 10,000 years of hardship and struggle, and the energies involved with that are, if you embodied every memory and every soul that has ever come before you, that's a different thing. That's not memory. That's embodying your past reincarnations and people who have come before you. But you can do that. It's very They're two different things though. The collective memory is what holds in a beautiful way all of the memories that have come before us, which are both atrocities and wonders and beauties and fantastic events. And that is like a history of events. That is the history of events. I see that as the collective memory. But then there's the history of people as well. It's like people are within the memories, but also people, you are everyone that has come before you. I mean, if you realize that, you'll realize yourself in places that you never thought were possible. Like, you can imagine yourself anywhere within time. So, time is the idea that you have been somebody else before. I think that's kind of what time really means. Is that's the only thing I would use time for, is to realize and respect the people that have come before me and the people that will come after me. That's There's a beauty in that, you know? It's like, if I realize who I am right now, and I realize all the beautiful people that have come before me, and I was those people in like a very real way, where you can, if you just learn to vicariously see yourself as those people who have come before you, then you will realize that their experience wasn't as different as you thought it was. It was probably more similar than you thought it was. Their emotions were similar. They didn't have the same level of comfort that we have in our modern world today. For better or worse, you know, it's like death was um, more accepted in the past. I think we've tried to escape death as purely as we can these days. It's like we're running as fast as we can from death, which is, it's like it's going to be a big death, which is a good thing. It's like when things need to die, they need to die. When your ego needs to die, you have an ego death, and then you transform into something else, which is a beautiful thing, um, because you would never become someone else if you didn't allow yourself to become someone else. And the ego often gets in the way of growth and allowing you to become someone else. So the history of people is really is a history of the ego. No, the history of like I see it as a different process, because I can just close my eyes and like imagine myself as, like, you know, Helen of Troy or somebody, or like a god in the past, and then my mind just starts going so fast, and I just start imagining scenarios. I'm like, you know, it's uncommon most of the time. People can't imagine themselves in a completely different space. It's interesting though, the clarity of what we imagine, because if I was able to dream what I wanted to dream when I wanted to dream it, then it wouldn't be a part of reality. So that's why you keep yourself from imagining. I mean, you have to find balance there too. It's like if I close my eyes um and I imagine myself somewhere within the world that or within a memory. Imagining yourself in a new scenario is different. It's kind of a process. It's kind of like a practice of imagination, imagining a new thing all the time, which is imagining yourself in a new way continuously. It's like you're continuously becoming somebody different. You're continuously imagining yourself in some new scenario. You're continuously imagining something new and imagining something cool. And it's become that for me. It's like, how much can I do that? It's like a beautiful process. And then you become a frequency of your own. You become a frequency of love in the world. That's the ultimate goal, isn't it? is to be imaginative force. It's not to become enlightened even, it's just to become, for me, like, the most beautiful artist I can be. How beautiful can I see things? You know? How beautiful and gentle and calmly and lovingly can I be a witness to the universe, which is me itself? The answer to that is still unknown. I don't know. I don't feel like I've created anything of value other than, like, I want to make like paintings, and there's normal stuff, but then things beyond people's imagination I feel like I've explored, which is interesting because nobody else sees what you imagine, which is crazy because I feel like I've imagined so much. It's been like I've imagined so many scenarios and things which are like, like not just normal scenarios though. They feel like it feels like I've observed so many dreams. I can't believe that I'm not a part of any of them. It makes me sad to think, you know, like that's kind of the reality that we're all faced with. It's like, yeah, we see all these people who are in love, and we see all these dreams of movies and videos and people dreaming, and we want to dream as well. We want to be a part of that dream, but we're kind of like trapped on the outside because of the divisiveness and division that has been created because of technology in many ways. Um, anyway, this is about the collective memory. Um, I don't know. Anyway, that that is true. I just had to say that there's the collective memory is, I don't know. I really don't know. I think it doesn't matter, but um, I mean it matters that we have some history, but you are bigger than your memory, and you are more than your memory. So you're creating your experience and manifesting your own reality. And that way, the memory is just something to use when you want to. It's like you use your memory when you want to. I mean, that's and the collective memory as well. It's like here's your memory, and then the collective memory is like a bigger sphere behind you or something. Your memory is just within yourself. It's within your brain, and you can access your own memories. They're patterns within consciousness that you have formed. Your memories, you have formed your memories yourself. I mean, how beautiful of memory can you make though? That's the question. How beautiful can you see the world? How beautiful an influence can you be on the world? Um, how much beauty can you see? How beautiful of memory can you make? You know, because if you're making the most beautiful memory, you might be making more than you think you are. Um, so if you're making a beautiful memory, be present and become a part of that memory. Absolutely. But it's a different process of observing a dream. It's like a picture of a dream is the job to create a picture of a dream. That's the job of the artist. Um, to become aware of a picture of a dream, there is no real, oh, this is a picture of a dream. It's like, yeah, I'm a picture of a dream. No, there's no real image of a dream, but that's that's what that's what the collective memory should feel like, though, is a dream. Um, because what else would you want it to feel like? I mean, if you wanted it to feel like anything else, you wouldn't want to be. You would probably be stuck in the past. Um, if you were stuck in the past, then you would want to continue to feel the things that you didn't want to feel anymore, or something like that. Um, but if you wanted to live in the future, then you'd want to feel as though the collective memory was a dream. At some point, will the collective memory become aware of itself in such a beautiful way that it realizes that it's just a dream. That's kind of what my point was. At this point, I don't think the collective memory is anywhere near that place. I think the evolution of the collective memory will occur at some point in time. Right now, it's more just like a library with books where we can read all about the terrible things that continue to happen in the world. At some point, though, will it become a dream? Maybe. I don't know. We can hope for that. Dream big, you know? But how does a library become um, a beautiful place where you have endless time to think and wonder and create and love and read about love stories and you know what I mean? Who knows? I don't know. I just don't know. Um, so I mean, the Akashic records I've heard of before, but they don't. It seems like I don't know. It doesn't have to be. The Akashic records is simply an idea. It's just I believe it is a real place within consciousness that has been around for a long time, and um, some things get better with age, some things don't. You know what I mean? Same thing with technology. It's like if you want to be a part of these ideas and you want to be a creative person and be an artist of consciousness, then you explore these ideas just for fun. I mean, but the collective memory to me is essentially I'm just being a reference to the creators of the collective memory. If you want to create a collective memory, I don't think it's something that anybody created as an individual, though. You can have a large hand in creating something like that, though. Um, but it's more of a culmination and amalgamation, mysterious place in which we realize that there was so much love has come before us, so much terror has come before us. It is nothing that we can escape. It is a place within us. It is the collective memory. It's like the Akashic records of all that has happened before us. And it makes you nostalgic for the past in a lot of ways. It makes you sad for the past in a lot of ways. It makes you realize who you really are and what the vastness of and beauty that you are a part of and the story of the universe that you are a part of. It makes you realize that, that's for sure. It's like, damn, what have I become? Has it been good or bad? I mean, we've always had love. I mean, throughout all of history. I think that's the most beautiful part of the collective memory is how is you know what I mean? There's nothing more beautiful than that. Is the love story that extends back to the beginning of time. Because I mean, there's really nothing more beautiful than that. It's it's like even before time existed, the universe was preparing the most beautiful love story. I can't imagine anything more beautiful than that. Is that should be the heart of the collective memory, is the love story that has been present throughout all of human history. If we align the first two apes to fall in love, and then they, you know, the first two apes to fall in love. I don't know if I want to post this because I want to make this my story about I'm writing a book about this, and I want it to be in my book. They started out as apes, and the same two awarenesses that arose way back in the beginning of the world are still around today because they loved each other and they were able to escape death. And now they become, Eros and Psyche or something. Yeah, I should start with like Adam and Eve. No, Eros and Psyche. Adam and Eve, two apes, two people, and then me and my favorite girl. That'll be great. That's gonna make a great story. See, now I can't post this before I write the book because it's gonna be too. Nobody's gonna watch this anyway. But that's a damn good story. Oh, then somebody will be like, "Oh, love started before those I don't know. It was like a dream of ideas before anything was ever manifested. You know what I mean? Everything is manifested eventually. Terrors, atrocities, things beyond your wildest imagination. But for now, we're okay. And for now, we're safe within ourselves. Anyway. The collective memory. Yeah, so, I mean, that should be at the heart of the collective memory is love. Love is at the heart of the collective memory. Um, if it wasn't, I don't think it would survive. Anything like that would survive. Nothing like that would survive without love. Um, which is true because, I mean, if there's love in the center, it's surrounded by atrocities because it it's surrounded by atrocities because and terrors because those terrors and atrocities cling to the love that they find in the center because they know it's love and they want to be around something which gives them peace. And powerful things can do that. Illusions can do that. Illusions can make you believe that everything is okay, which is valuable for a while. But then you realize that it's real love. And then you know that those terrors and atrocities will be used to transform people. And I mean, this is just a purely, I don't know if I should be here, just from like an objective place, but everything's just me. I mean, I think it's beautiful to know that you can be surrounded by atrocities and terrors and energies like that. If I am the love in the center of the collective memory, then I want to use those terrors and atrocities to help people realize a deeper and better version of themselves and transform into the people that I know that they can become. How does that process occur? Slowly and peacefully, and with love and care and patience. Um, so, yeah, at the heart of the collective memory is undoubtedly love. I mean, I don't think we would have survived this long if there wasn't love within everything. Um, so that's true. Um, and then, but it extends to today. Um, and I think that the next stage of the collective memory should be something. Virtual reality has nothing on this, though. You know what I mean? It's like there's no contest between what we can imagine and what we can experience. You imagine all that you experience. I think your imagination controls what you experience. If you imagine something, it allows you to experience something different. It's like if I even imagine just an apple in a while I'm doing something, it'll it's like something what we imagine is real. Um, which is crazy to think, but what we imagine is real. It's not shared though. I mean, there's a beauty in that though. It's like I don't want you to be a part of what I imagine. I don't know. You you can be a part online. Online is what connects us from some point like that, but we also are connected, and at some point we have to realize that we are what we imagine. Even the internet shouldn't be stopping people from connecting. I mean, if it is, then we have a problem. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm gonna think about more of the collective memory someday, but I haven't had the time and I haven't had the space. But when you find yourself believing that you are in the heart of the collective memory, you have to realize yourself as love, because that is at the heart of the collective memory. But at the heart of the collective memory, you can see, if you like, deep within you, you should be able to realize that it has always been love. A small amount, a faint amount, sometimes you can't find, like, the center of love. Is there a center to love? You are the center of love. How else can I uncover the collective memory, the idea of the collective memory, the beauty of the collective memory, the how it makes you think and wonder and know what you are a part of, and know that you are loved unconditionally, and know that you are loved beyond beyond death, because you've been loved since the beginning of time. Because since the beginning of time, there has been love. All right, love you. Bye.